So I am back. It's been a little while, but I'm back with a sit down about the 6 books that I picked for the year. So back in 2019, I started to pick 6 books that I would read for the year. I wanted to get back into reading. So I was like, how can I do that? How can I make that happen for myself without feeling overwhelmed and feeling like I have to read a whole bunch of books at one time? So I decided if I do 6 books for a year, that gives me 2 months to read per book. And so that's what I did. And so I started that in 2019, and here we are in 2023, and I'm still choosing 6 books to read for the year. So I'm going to share with you my 6 books for 2024. If you haven't already, check out my playlist about which will show you my vlog on books and my book sit down. I did do the Brooklyn bookstore crawl last year, so there's a vlog of that as well. So we'll get into it. I'm not gonna really give you all the background of the books that I'm choosing. Hopefully you'll go check them out to get more information, get for the blurbs and all that stuff, so you can know what the books are really about. And I encourage you to check out some independent bookstores online so that you can support those bookstores when you make your book purchases. So we're gonna get into this. The first pick for me is Black Girls Must Have It All, a novel by Jane Allen. So this is the 3rd book in the installment of the Black Girls Must Die Exhausted trilogy. So it's Black Girls Must Die Exhausted, the first book, Black Girls Must Die Exhausted 2, and then Black Girls Must Have It All, which is the last book in the trilogy. And it follows Tabitha Walker, who is a young Black woman professional navigating relationships, wanting to have a baby, wanting to be married, all the things. So this is the 3rd book. If you haven't read the 1st and the 2nd book, you might want to check those out. Good read, cute read, great read, easy read. So Black Girls Must Have It All, Jane Allen. Then I always try to include a memoir in my 6 books because I just love to learn about people's lives. A lot of the books I choose are written by Black or Latin authors, so I do like to mix it up with put memoirs in the mix as well. So this memoir is The Legs Are the Last to Go by Diane Carroll. Now some of y'all may know her by Julia. That was a hit sitcom TV show before my time, but I did see a couple of reruns on TV One before, and I loved it. She looked beautiful. The whole premise of the show was amazing. She was a Black professional nurse. It was a really good show, and you may know her to be Whitley Gilbert's mother in A Different World. So the thing that piqued my interest about reading Diane Carroll's memoir, as opposed to knowing her as this amazing Black actress for years, right? It was when I read Cicely Tyson's Just As I Am, and she mentioned an affair that Diane Carroll and Sidney Poitier had. And, Cicely said, it's not a secret that this thing happened. However, it is Diane's story to tell. So your girl went ahead and got the memoir. Of course, I want to read it. I want to what's up. So Diane Carroll. Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. So Octavia Butler, it's so eerie. She's writing about the 2020s and some of the things that are happening during that time. This book came out in 1993. That was 30 years ago. And she was writing about the early 2020s. This came out 30 years ago. And just to give you an insight, she literally wrote, when global climate change and economic crises lead to social chaos in the early 2020s. Does that not sound eerily accurate? And I'm just going to leave it there. So this is the 2nd book to the Parable of the Sower. So there's a book 2. This is book, I mean, it's not the second book. This is the first book, but there is a second book to Parable of the Sower. So of course I will read book 2. This is book 1. The Banned Bookshop of Maggie Banks by Shauna Robinson. A book about a bookshop. Why wouldn't I read this? It's just so cute. I try to mix up some lighthearted stuff with some fun, me and my girlfriends, we hanging out type stuff, some political stuff, maybe some murder mystery stuff, some thriller stuff, a memoir. I just like to mix it all up so I'm not reading the same thing. So this says, when Maggie Banks arrives in Bell River to run her best friend's struggling bookstore, she expects to sell bestsellers to the small town clientele. But running a bookstore in a town with a famously bookish history isn't easy. And then it goes on and on to talk about how they're trying to save the bookshop. So I look forward to reading that. Then we have As the Wicked Watch by Tamara Hall. Apparently now there's a book 2. When I first purchased this was just by itself. But I think there is a book 2 to this. This is a thriller. So I am definitely looking forward to reading this. So this is a thriller. I believe it's about a woman who is a news reporter or a journalist. And there is, I want to say, when a girl goes missing, or someone goes missing and women are being assaulted, unfortunately. So if this is not your thing, I wouldn't do it. But I'm not sure how it reads yet. But it is a murder mystery situation. So yeah, if that is your thing, As the Wicked Watch. This is book 1. There is a book 2. This is my first time reading it, so I can't wait to see what comes of it. And then someday, maybe, I don't want to mispronounce the author's name. I want to say the first name is Anyi, and I do not want to mispronounce the last name of this author. But this is Someday Maybe. So I'll be reading this as well. Okay? So those are the 6 books that I chose for 2024. I hope that you will read with me or choose one or more of the books that you would like to read and get into, and I hope that you enjoy it. I'm looking forward to reading these books. I will be having a video soon of all the books that I've read between, well, not all of them, the books that I absolutely love that I read between 2019 and 2023, and I want to share those with you all. I don't typically do book reviews, but I will highlight the 6 books that between 2019 and 2023 that I thoroughly enjoyed. Maybe it will be a 2-parter because I think there's more than 6 books that I thoroughly enjoyed that I've read. So I will share those with you all. If you haven't already, please go check out the previous book videos and my Brooklyn Bookstore Crawl vlog in the playlist for the books. And thank you for watching. Bye.